Are countries here in Asia going to answer Donald Trump's call to help reopen the Straits of Hormuz? The US president has called on allies in the region, South Korea and Japan, to send ships to keep the oil from the Middle East flowing. These big manufacturing economies have been hit hard by the disruption. Significantly, the US has also called on rival China to do its bit. So, will they send ships? Let's break it down. Japan imports as much as 90% of its oil from the Middle East. With much of that stuck on the wrong side of Hormuz, Tokyo has been releasing emergency stocks to weather the crisis. Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi is between a rock and a hard place on Trump's call for action. Japan's pacifist constitution makes it extremely difficult to deploy forces into an active conflict. But Takaichi has prioritized relations with the US since taking office just 6 months ago and will not want to anger Trump. A position just a few days ahead of her first visit to the White House, non-committal.
今後の対応について、予断を持ってお答えすることは差し控えさせていただきます。日本としてどのような対応が可能か、法的観点も含めて総合的に検討を行っている最中でございます。
Next door in South Korea, the Iran war is not popular. Trump's request for help has prompted protests in the capital, Seoul. But like Japan, South Korea depends heavily on oil from the Middle East, so it needs Hormuz to reopen. And leaders there are wary of Washington, especially as trade disputes and tariff threats linger. Both countries are defense treaty allies with the US and rely on its security umbrella, which might pull them closer. But those ties are now under strain, as Trump focuses on the Middle East and reportedly moves weapon systems out of East Asia to support the war. And then there's China. Beijing has close ties with Iran, and some Chinese ships are reportedly making it through the Strait of Hormuz without interference. So China is unlikely to join a US-led mission. Instead, Beijing is calling for restraint. For the Chinese leadership, this is another opportunity to show themselves as responsible, stable international actors while the US goes about causing trouble. As state newspaper Global Times put it, someone set the fire, now they're asking the world to help put it out and to split the bill.